I love these blueprints that are unlocked in the seasons of Call of Duty. They are absolutely awesome, some better than others, of course. Some are absolutely epic with great builds and great camos. Others, I can take or leave the build. Others, the camos aren't great. Let's talk about the Wild Mannered. This is a blueprint for the XM4 in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. What's up YouTube, Zero here, and today I have a blueprint review of the Wild Mannered in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. In this video, I'm going to talk about the blueprint setup, the build, what attachments are on this gun. I'm going to talk about the camo. I'm going to talk about what this gun's good for, what you may want to not use it for. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to say if you should use this gun or if you should throw it in the trash, never look at it again. If you do enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Call of Duty content. I do a bunch of other video games, so feel free to check those out as well. It does really help out me and my channel. Thank you so much in advance for doing so. Without further ado, let's talk about the Wild Manor. Of course, I'm playing on Nuketown. Nuketown and smaller maps just make it a lot easier to showcase guns. Doesn't necessarily mean the Wild Manor is great for closer range maps, but more to come on that. Let's talk about the build. First, we're gonna have an optic. That's pretty obvious. You can see the optic on the screen. It's gonna be the Kevlar red dot. This is a little bit closer zoom than some of the other red dots. It's actually a really nice and clear sight. I enjoy using it, and it's not bad for really any map. You can see I am using it pretty well on Nuketown, and I've enjoyed looking through this sight. It's one that I will put on guns from time to time, so it is actually a pretty good sight to use. Next, we're gonna have a muzzle, and it's gonna be the compensator. Now, this compensator, all it's gonna do is it's gonna enhance the vertical recoil control. That's always nice for any gun, vertical recoil and horizontal. Obviously, horizontal recoil control is normally the worst one to control, but there are no muzzles as of right now that control horizontal recoil control. So, in terms of what it does for the XM4, it just makes it easier to control, and that's always a nice thing. So I do enjoy that attachment on the XM4. If we talk about the XM4 in general, the XM4 is one of the easiest guns to control in terms of assault rifles. You could pick up this gun, no attachments on it, and it's really easy to use. Kind of surprising that it is the first assault rifle you get, considering how good it is and how easy it is to control. Normally, you unlock the better assault rifles as you progress, but the XM4 has been one of my go-tos, and it is a very easy gun to control. The compensator's just gonna make it a little bit easier to control. Let's get into our next attachment. It's gonna be a barrel, and it's gonna be the CFH barrel. And you're going to know why you need that vertical recoil control once you see that the CHF barrel is attached. Now, for those of you who don't know what the CHF barrel does, it's an attachment that increases damage for headshots. So your headshot multiplier is increased. That's great. You can get more headshots. You can kill enemies quicker. However, the drawbacks, of course, that just sounds overpowered if there are no drawbacks. The drawbacks are going to be to the vertical and horizontal recoil controls. Vertical, a little bit more decreased than the horizontal recoil controls, but the CHF barrel in general does make the gun a lot harder to control. The compensator is going to compensate for all of that lost vertical recoil control. However, we, at this point, have nothing for the horizontal recoil control, so we're just going to lose that horizontal recoil control a little bit. I do like the CHF barrel, but only if I'm compensating for it with other attachments. Of course, headshot multipliers are great for multiple reasons. One, I mentioned it already, killing enemies quicker. That's always nice to do. 2, you unlock camos by getting headshots. That's one of the criteria for the first few camos, is that you have to get headshots. So this barrel is going to make it easier. So this is absolutely an attachment I always recommend if you're grinding for headshots, because you're going to get headshots that much easier and that much quicker. Let's look at the final attachment. That's right, this gun, the Wild Manor Blueprint, only has 4 attachments on it, so that's a little bit of a drawback considering you can get 5 on an attachment. But we have an extended mag too. Now what that does, it significantly increases the magazine size. It's going to go up to 60, which is awesome. But what the drawback of that is, the aim down sight speed is going to be decreased, the reload quickness is going to be decreased, and the sprint to fire speed is going to be decreased. With all of those decreases to aim down sight speed, reload quickness, and sprint to fire speed, it's kind of a given that closer maps such as Nuketown, or at least if you're a faster paced player, it's going to be a little bit harder. You can see on this map how I'm playing it a little bit slower. I'm trying to make sure that I stay a little bit further from enemies, that I'm not encountering them in a quick battle, that I'm getting the opportunity to aim down sight before the enemies see me, because the aim down sight speed is drastically decreased and the sprint to fire speed is slightly decreased. It's gonna be a lot harder in those closer maps, in those close quarter scenarios, to beat enemies who have those quicker guns, who are able to aim down sight quicker, or have the submachine guns, or guns that sprint to fire speed is a little bit better. So I'm playing it a little bit slower because of that. However, the extended mag is always nice. You don't have to reload as much. It makes getting multi-kills a lot easier because you're not running out of ammo in your mag. So that is absolutely fantastic to have, but it really depends on the map and your type of play style. So that is always a plus or a minus. Sometimes a lot of people will either opt for a fast mag, which just increases your reload speed because that has no drawbacks, or the extended mag 1, which does increase your ammo capacity. That's only to 45 though, but there are no drawbacks of that. Your sprint to fire speed, your aim down sight speed, those aren't taken away. For the extended mag 2, you do have some of those drawbacks, and for 15 more bullets in your magazine, is that really worth it? That's something that you have to ask yourself, but for me, it isn't. I prefer just increasing the mag size to 45 with no drawbacks. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the overarching combination of these attachments. We have our red dot, which is enhancing our vision on those enemies. We have the compensator, which is helping out that vertical recoil control. We have the CHF barrel, which is giving us those headshot multipliers at a cost of that vertical and horizontal recoil control, although the compensator is compensating at least for the loss of that vertical recoil control. And I have the extended mag 2. Don't forget the 2, because it is very different than the extended mag 1. So those combined with each other, I think this is an okay build. I wouldn't say it's great. One, you're missing an attachment. So if you do want to add another attachment, I would go with one that helps out with the horizontal recoil. Maybe go into the underbarrel and add the vertical foregrip. That's going to help out with the horizontal recoil. Maybe go into your firing mods and add that recoil spring so you get better horizontal and vertical recoil control. Of course, I'm just trying to compensate for that CHF barrel, losing my horizontal recoil control. So that's something I would add in. It would make this a little bit better. However, again, there are a lot of close range maps. So depending on your playstyle, this may not be the blueprint for you. I enjoy it. It does suit my playstyle, but it does make me play a little bit slower. I can't run around when I'm in those objectives, I have to make sure that I'm aiming down the sight, because fast-paced players, you already know if you're in a hard point, are going to be rushing through that zone. So I want to make sure that I'm already aiming down the sight, because the aim down sight is taken away. So that's something just to note, that you gotta play a little bit slower with this. I enjoy it, but there are better builds out there for the XM4. So overall, build-wise, I think it's okay. It's usable. I'm not going to throw it in the trash. I did very well in this, and it does really help out getting those headshots to unlock the camos. That's nice as well. Let's take a look in the top right-hand corner, and you can also see a little bit on the screen of the camo itself. The camo looks really cool. I like that bronze orange type color combined with that teal blue, that steel color blue. This gun looks fantastic because it looks like a copper steel blue combination. I love this color combination. The barrel does take away a little bit because it's not colored, which, interesting choice on the developer's part. It should have been colored, one or the other, at least from my perspective. But it is a really nice color to have. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I think y'all should try this out. I love it. But till next time, peace.